Rich Rising, family. A little ambiance music in the background. Rich Rising, family. Hope all is well in the life. Hope y'all doing well. I'm pretty sure I left the comments open so that you have the ability to respond or react. There we go. Sunflower in the building. Rich Rising. Sabi in the building. Greetings, Q and all. Greetings. Cammy Raquel. Peace. Shouts out to the tribe. Alori. Peace, family. Shouts out to the tribe. Shouts out to the chat. Shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to y'all. Valerie in the building. Hello. Randy in the building. Peace. Happy I was able to be here with y'all. Grand Rising, Q. I hope you see this comment from Trinidad and Tobago. I do. Thank you. Thank you. YouTube has a new feature now where you can go horizontal, meaning left to right, right to left, whatever way you look at it. Horizontal. Or you can go vertical. Now, what's crazy is when I started to get on YouTube, I was actually on Facebook first. And I was recording all my videos in vertical mode. And YouTube was hounding me to go horizontal. Make sure you set up a studio. Make sure you do all this extra stuff so that you can get access to a larger audience, so that you can have the ability to speak to more than just the people who became familiar with you, aware of you, used to you. So I was like, all right, damn, YouTube, okay, I'm going to go buy a studio light. I'm going to go buy a computer. I'm going to go buy a whole media room. Damn near $15,000 later. This is what it takes. And guess what YouTube does? YouTube says, hey, guess what? We're trying to feed the algorithm of TikTok. So could you go vertical for us? You know, could you go up and down? I mean, you're getting more subscribers this way. We'll make sure that your subscription numbers go up, that your views go up, which matters in this digital game. So I'm 15K out, and I could have just been sitting in my damn what do you call this room? What do you call this room? My window room, my sky room, my flower room, my sea monkey room. There's all kind of stuff to go down in here. Yeah, I got sea monkeys, y'all. I got sea monkeys. Hold on, look. Let's see if the camera, all right. See, y'all don't realize I'm really in tune with my inner child. And I'm not about to get lost to this weird ass. I'm not about to get into this weird ass. Get lost to the world. I'm jumping into old school right here. See monkeys. Now look, y'all. One stimulation comes with this whole vertical, you know, this vertical situation. There is one little stimulation to the vertical. We get hella trolls. When I mean all type of people are going to come through here just so that they can have some type of stimulation in their life. Clearly, they have nothing going on with their own life, so they have to jump into random people's chat rooms and get some type of stimuli. It's cool. We could stimulate the trolls. Remember, I told you, the only way they control is if we are a bridge. So that means we're doing something right. It means we're doing something right. So at the end of the day, if there's trolls, there's bridges. Very similar to if there's sound, there's light. If there's light, there's sound. So I just want y'all to kind of know that. Let me put my sea monkeys back in their habitat. I don't want to upset their little ecosystem. Let me go put them back. Hold on. So we go to get trolls. We go to get people who aren't normally a part of like the CueReaves experience. They're not normally respectful in their life, so they ain't gonna be respectful here. But I felt like it was more important for me to allow them to comment because then I'm giving them purpose. I could have easily just turned the comments off. But turning the comments off, what does that really help, you know? They want to come somewhere so that they can get some stimuli. Shit, might as well be the CueReaves experience. If you need to come to me for you to be saved, because you can't save yourself, so you got to come to someone else's platform to get it. You can't stimulate yourself, so you got to come to someone else's platform to get it. So you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be your Christ. I'm going to be your savior. I'm going to be your stimuli. If that's what I got to be, that's what I got to be. So I kind of look at this as like a classroom. And in a classroom, you have attentive students. And then you get the renegades. You get the ones that don't want to shut the fuck up. And they're always talking in the background. And they being rude. And they doing all the extra stuff, making it about them. But you know, the students in the classroom who act like that don't got good parents. They probably abused at home. You know what I'm saying? They coming from their own messed up situation in the first place. So we're going to be patient with y'all. We knowing y'all coming from some fucked up positions, and we ain't gonna judge y'all. So talk, say what you need to say. Once I get started, which is in about a minute, I'm not gonna let y'all bother me anyway. Alright? Alright. And I mean, mods, if y'all feel like, you know, blocking these individuals, you can. I don't want y'all to get too exhausted in the moderation stage, but if you see I'm kind of flowing with it, yeah, get it in. Randy, I done added you as a mod. You could probably facilitate some things. Valerie, I'm gonna add you as a mod too, so you can help facilitate some things. And all right, I think we're good to go. So there's a lot of commotion on the internet right now. Some of this commotion is coming from a physical altercation that started with a spirit, lovely spirits, with a spirit, with a case or a cast, kind of a spirit or a body that is kind of housing spirits. See, I've never told people my theory about the whole deconstruction of the Illuminati, including the diddler, who of course is an aspect of the Illuminati. But C. Keep in mind, in ancient times, when the dead transitioned, you put them back to the sea. You would literally put them in a cast or a womb, and you would return them back to the sea. So you literally had what you would consider a cast sea. What was the cast sea about? Well, the sea symbolizes your ancestors, and like a basket or a cast, you can capture or contain something. So in my personal opinion, I think you have DMX, you have Juice WRLD, you have XXXTentacion, you have Kim Porter, you have the transvestite that was in Biggie's music videos, Craig Mack music videos, LL Cool J music videos. Did y'all even know that? That in I love it when they call me Big Papa. There was a transvestite in the music video. The lady walks into the bathroom and stands up and pees next to the other two men. I need y'all to know it's wild out here. It's wild out here. The dead are entering the living at such a rapid race. It's wild out here. And I'm trying to help you understand whether you want to understand it, believe it, conceptualize it, or run away from this. This is a very realistic truth on this planet that I believe that Cassie is embodying. Everyone that the Illuminati, diddler, whatever, has abused, misused, confused, or killed. They're getting their just dues through the Cassie. All right, what is today's topic? Y'all rushing me, so no worries. I see y'all impatient. I see it's only been 10 minutes, but all right. The topic is all is mind. Nope. No. All is sound waves. More specifically, sound. More specifically, sound. All is sound. Now, it kills me when I hear everyone always commenting, yeah, all is mind, all is mind, all is mind. Your mind ain't nothing but an enlarged sperm cell. So you trying to say you only existed in a sperm cell state? Then how the fuck is that all? How is all, but yet the brain ain't nothing but a macro sperm cell that regrew its tail, aka spine? So this is why I want y'all to conceptualize this idea. And this idea is an important one for us to really dig deep into. So for those of you who may not know, I personally believe that you got two gifts from your parents. And those gifts came from their parents, and those gifts came from their parents. And this is basically the original gift of what we may refer to as Adam and Eve. Now, does it originate with them two? No. It originates with an entity or consciousness we like to refer to as like Sophia or Lilith. There's different terms or titles to articulate this entity. But let's just stay focused. Adam and Eve. Adam gave you the gift of a brain or a sperm cell. Now, I want you to understand that there are consciousness that dwells within your organs. This is where the demiurge is. This is where the archons dwell. Whatever you want to conceptualize or call them, the devil, ancestors, they're dwelling in your organs. And key organs is your brain and your heart. Now, of course, we have other organs that play major roles, but I just said key, meaning they're emitting frequencies, sounds, sound waves. You have your heart space that is emitting sound waves, and you can actually feel it if you slow down and just touch yourself. And most only get to touch themselves this way or this way. Well, you feel the waves down there as well, you know? But I'm talking about this wave. Stop, slow down, and feel your heart for a second. Hug yourself. Feel the beat of you. So I want you to understand that there are waves being emitted from your organs. One wave would be a beat. The beat is coming from your ancestors. Your ancestors is encouraging the beat within your heart space. Some ancestors are pro you. Some ancestors are anti-you. Well, not all of them are beating your heart to benefit you. I want you to even conceptualize that this is a shared experience. The moment your ancestors get animated within your organs, your existence is their existence. Their existence is your existence. Y'all are actually dwelling in the same construct or existence. But anyway, from Adam, you get what you consider to be a brain cell or a brain organ, a brain tool. And it's a tool of the mind. Your mind is using this tool you call a brain. And many don't even conceptualize that your mind is like a mind. Sometimes it's silent, meaning it's only showing you pictures and not words, like a mind. And your mind is also a mind, M-I-N-E. It's explosive. You could do some real destructive things with your mind. But this is why you have to understand that people do real destructive things for sex. What you believe to be trafficking and all the other crazy stuff, some of the things we think the Democrats allegedly are on, these are entities that are operating out of the mind. They're explosive. They do explosive things. So, like, I've talked to a mother, and they're like complaining about their child, and they're just like, I just wish he or she would just do this, or just would listen, or wouldn't act like this, or would do more like me. And I'm just like, but your child ain't all you. Your child got their body from you. That doesn't necessarily mean that child got their mind from you. Now, did you encourage that mind? If you want to understand, I told you the mind is a sperm cell, and the sperm cell is being magnetized to the womb through a female. So do you fuel the mind? Do you motivate the mind? Hell yeah, you do. Can a female fuel a mind? Can a female motivate a mind? Yes, she can. Can a female fuel a mind to be explosive? Yes, she can. Can a female fuel a mind to be quiet? Yes, she can. So I want you to really slow down and conceptualize that. If y'all could hit the like button, $ CueReaves if you're feeling generous. I am demonetized, and I don't think they're going to monetize me anytime soon. Based on some of the content that I keep dropping, it doesn't seem like they're too interested in letting y'all get this information and letting me get monetized or paid for it. So my Cash App is $ CueReaves, CueReaves. Thank you for throwing it in the comment section. I only really asked for $1, family. It's really about keeping the energy flowing. That's what this is really about, keeping the energy flowing. If I'm giving you something, it's only right to show the universe you're willing to also equate it with the receive. Make sure whoever is giving me something is also receiving something. That way I'm not imbalanced in the life and moving forward with my day with such a level of unbalancement. You want to go outside? Sorry, I'm in here with my dog. I'm pro animal. All right. So now that we got them little formalities out the way, I just got back from Bermuda. I wore this shirt damn near the whole time I was in Bermuda. I still feel Bermuda on me. I have a lot I want to say about Bermuda, but today's video is not about Bermuda. Today's video is about understanding the concept of light and time, sound and memories, and understanding how to navigate through these systems. Now, have any of you, and that's why I want to keep these questions up here, because it's important for me to be able to engage with y'all as well. Have any of you ever realized there are like oddities in life? That you're going to like run into things that almost are like, is this a script? Have you ever asked that? Like, is this a script? Like, what is this? What is going on? This is almost too coincidental. That's the word we use, coincidence. This is almost too much of a coincidence for me to just brush it off as it not being spiritual. Have you ever had them experiences? Always, every damn day. So, let me give y'all a coincidence. If we're gonna throw one. I've never been out the country prior to Bermuda. But that's cap. Because I've been out the country. Now let me help you understand something. Have any of y'all ever been to Alaska? Have any of y'all ever been to Puerto Rico? Those are considered United States territories now, in a sense, especially Alaska. Puerto Rico, don't quote me. But if you've ever been to them areas, you've been out the country. Now, many of them may not want to say that. Have you ever been out the country before? No, I've been to Puerto Rico. You've been out the country. I've been to Alaska. You've been out the country. So I went to Hawaii. And I went to Hawaii when I was young. It's probably about 10, 11 years old. And Alaska is a state, not a territory. No, I agree. But you can just... Let me help y'all process something. Your brain and your body is not operating on the same intelligence. Your mind may process something as specific as what you're saying, but your body looked at a map. It was programmed a map when it was young. And the map shows the North America, the United States as a cluster of states all together, and then Canada, and then on the side of it, this little state known as Alaska. Which by body standards, I'm going out the fucking country. I gotta pass Canada to get to Alaska. I'm damn near in Russia. So, please conceptualize that. And there's no reason for me, Toby, to try to sound smart. If I go to your YouTube page, you don't have 16,000 people who give a fuck about what you have to say. I don't know if you have 6 people who give a fuck about what you say. But nevertheless, Toby, one day you could be Kunta and move around with your own identity. But right now, be Toby. Now, moving forward, when I was young, I traveled to Hawaii. Now, when I came into spiritual understanding, I discovered there was 2 constructs, Lemuria and Atlantis. Now, we've been force-fed Atlantis. I mean, god damn. How many times they go to make movies about Atlantis? Damn, how many times they go to sit here and constantly regurgitate and push Atlantis down our motherfucking throats. But why don't we get Lemuria? Now, we have the Moors. We have the land of Mu. I mean, we have certain little things that can give us remnants about this, but we don't really get a lot of light conversation, meaning movies, shows, cartoons. They don't really have the tendency to give us the downloads of Lemuria. But they constantly want to give us the downloads of Atlantis. Why? Because a lot of us died in Atlantis. Why? Because a lot of genetic memories stored within us is the trauma of Atlantis. So they're giving us Atlantis because Atlantis is trauma-based. But Atlantis also prays time. And time is trauma-based. Now, if you don't believe me when I'm saying time is trauma-based, well, stick around. You'll understand that concept soon enough. But nevertheless, they're making sure to constantly force feed traumatic memories associated from the name, idea, and time frame known as Atlantis. All right. Damn, no light. But I've never really had a big fascination with Atlantis. I knew that Atlantis represented a time frame where we became very egotistical. Atlantis became a time where we cared less about family and integrity. And Atlantis was a time that we cared more about technology and war. One of the most aggressive subspecies to come out of Atlantis were the Mongols. And these Mongols were what some consider to be a Jewish race stemmed from. But I'm bringing this up because your life is showing you previous lives. You just haven't been taught to read it. Your life has shown you previous lives. This life right here, the life you're watching, this life you're living, you're watching this life, just so you know. You're living this life. It's a multi-dimensional experience. You're experiencing the degrees of you in many different ways, shapes, and forms. But this life is a combination. I mean, everything that you've experienced prior is all thrown up in this one life. And certain things are more important or more major than other things. Certain things you are paying attention to more than other things. But you should realize that every single thing you're experiencing in life has some weight, has some validation. That every single thing you're experiencing in life actually is giving you a remembrance of the previous one. So in my soul existence, I first existed in Lemuria. And then later on, I existed in Atlantis. So in my life, this one, when I was younger first, the beginning, I traveled to Hawaii. And Hawaii was captured by America. Lemuria, Hawaii, the principles, the rules of Hawaii was captured by the United States. I remember being 10 years old going to Pearl Harbor and telling my father, I said, I'm here to help all those people who died forgive themselves and move on. And my dad was looking at me like, boy, what are you talking about? And I looked at him dead serious because I'm at Pearl Harbor and I'm watching the documentary. And they're like, yeah, like 13,000, something like that. They're just explaining it. And I'm just like, damn, did I travel to Pearl Harbor? Did I travel to Hawaii at 10 years old to help lost spirits? An aspect of myself had to ask that. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give yourself the opportunity to say that you are of importance? Too quick are we able to say bad or negative things about ourselves or others. But I said, maybe I'm traveling to Hawaii. And I thought about this as I was older, not in real time when I was younger. I just looked at it as when I traveled to Hawaii, I was on vacation with my father. But what's crazy is Lemuria started with an entity known as Lucifer. And Lucifer is considered a father-like construct. Then in Atlantis, you were kind of dealing with the wife of Lucifer. And it was more of a feminine fueled existence. So I went to Bermuda, Atlantis, with my significant other, with my better half, with the female energy. I just be putting all this stuff together. I just be putting all this stuff together. Just to conceptualize, believe everything and believe nothing. Believe everything and believe nothing. So, I got back to the States. and I started to process things. And I processed these two concepts: time and gravity. And I realized that mind, time, light are all in the same system. Time, mind, light. Now, if you want to look at time, think of it as measurement. That you're using your mind right now to measure one's soul's existence. That you're using your mind right now to measure yourself within a space of sound. Now, not everyone understands the power of sound. So they're in the room, but they're not of the room. It's kind of like when they have secrets right in front of y'all. You can go into a museum and you looking at everything and you're just looking at it one way, but there's really a whole secret passage, knowledge, all kind right in front of you, but you haven't been trained to see it. So you in the room, you just not of the room. And that's what's happening to a lot of people right now. They're within a space of sound, of gravity, but they have no clue about it. They have no understanding about this thing we call gravity. How did you wake up this morning? Did an alarm wake you up? Or did you naturally wake up? Just so we can conceptualize gravity first time. I'm going to give you real life examples. How'd you wake up this morning? Did you just naturally wake up? Or was there an alarm that went off? And sometimes your children are these alarms. Now, a bird chirping, something pushed that bird close enough to you so that you can hear that bird. That's gravity. That's love. That's nature. But those who woke up with alarms, they had something to do. They were on a schedule. They were on a time frame. And they had to hit certain markers during this time frame. That's time. That is a lower form of existence than gravity. Where through gravity, you will just naturally wake up. Through gravity, you will naturally go to the bathroom when you need to. But many of you have trained yourself to go to the bathroom, let's say at 8 o'clock in the morning. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You've been waking up 6 o'clock in the morning for the last 10 years. That you done trained your body to go to the bathroom at 8 a.m. But when you were younger, you probably, let's say you went to the bathroom at 12. You went to the bathroom at 2. There was natural times you felt like you should release. The truth is, you actually should release damn near every time you consume something. That shows that you ain't holding on to it too long. But you have people who are hitting these markers now. There's times we need to have sex. There's times we need to eat. There's times we need to shit. There's times we need to hold hands. Y'all are having a miserable existence. You are having a miserable existence. If you are living that way, you are living a miserable existence. You are living in a lower frequency because there is a higher frequency out there. There's a higher wave out there that you can ride. And that's the wave of gravity. Now, it is not easy to ride the waves of gravity because we tend to jump back and forth. For example, if I want to ride the wave of gravity, but my lights is due June 1st, I got a cutoff notice. And you're telling me if I don't hit these time frames Gravity's going to help me with my lights? Well, what I will tell you is, if you show gravity that you have enough faith in it, if you can float these waves and not swim, not drown, but float. That's what I loved about Bermuda. I could fucking float in the water. It was beautiful. But if you can float with gravity, now, I believe that your body has to have a relationship with gravity. So this is why I want us to really get deeper into this concept. Our bodies is floating through gravity. So our bodies instantly have a relationship with gravity. Your mind is reverberating and reflecting a system we know as time, because we believe in it. This is the concept of belief. Now, we believe in time more than we believe in anything else. If you look at yourself and you see you grow older, all this, we have been shown through this matrix, because I'm trying to help you understand this is really a matrix of time. This is why it's called Saturn's matrix. I'm helping you understand the concept. You are in a matrix of time. In the moment you become Neo and step out of that, you become the matrix of gravity. And you want to be in the matrix of gravity, but you can trick time by applying your body to gravity. And your brain, your mind is inside your body. So guess what? Your mind don't have no choice. Your mind don't have a decision in this. If you show your body over and over again that you can float, that you can trust, I know that somehow, some way, the universe and the tools of the universe, gravity, non-NPCs. I mean, we can give examples of what are some of the tools of the universe. Wealthy people. All of these are tools of the universe. And you can say that I can now completely believe in the idea of gravity, that I don't care if I have $4 in my bank account right now, and they're saying I need $300 by June 1st. I'm going to have it without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to get it handled. It's going to be situated. And I've had to do that because I've been broke. I've had to do that. I've had to survive off of $10 for a week. So you have to play little mind games with yourself. You got to play mind and body games. And what happens? Let me give you an example. I was in New Orleans and my power is about to get shut off at my house. And New Orleans is hot as hell. So you damn sure don't want to be in New Orleans in the middle of July or August with no AC. You go fucking burn. So I was in New Orleans in a real rough time, and my electricity was about to get shut off like Monday. It was like Thursday. And I went to go get some food, and someone in the line was just explaining how they just left the utility building, you know, with electric, and they just got their $300 bill paid. So I'm ear hustling, and I'm like, what did you do to get them to cover your bill? And they were like, you just have to go down there and show them that you are unemployed and how you take care of your rent. So I was like, well, shit, I can go find this guy that I know, write a letter to say he helped me with my rent, and we go get it notarized. Sorry. We go get it notarized. So that's what I did. I went into the to the electric building with this notarized note from a friend of mine who says he's helping me with my rent. That justified how I was covering my rent. They were like, all right, well, we're going to pay for your utilities this month and for the next 2 months after that. So I ended up getting a part of a program where they paid my utilities for 3 months. I was worried about how I was going to pay for my utilities August 1st. Me floating, I got my utilities paid for August, September, and October. This is what I'm trying to help you with floating versus time. Because time, I better hit every time point so I make sure my bills get paid August 1st. That's how I was operating. That's how I was moving. And that shit is stressful. That shit will kill you. That is like death. That is the closest thing to death. To always be on someone else's schedule or someone else's time. That is death. This is the secret of the universe. You got tired of being a part of someone's schedule, someone's order, and you decided to be a part of your own system. This is why you don't want to live at home anymore, because you got tired of being a part of someone else's system, someone else's rules, and you were ready to step into your own system or to your own rules, which you should. This is the secret of the universe. You are embodying so many things in your now. But you have to slow down to process your now. Because if you don't, you'll never be in the now. You would never be in that river. You would never be where you need to be, which eventually gets you back to the sea, ocean, mother, wave. So whether you understand it or not, this is a simple concept. There are two ways you can start operating life. You can operate it from, I am good. I got everything I need. And as saying things like that change your EM field, your electromagnetic field, your Taurus field. Get it? You're a Taurus. You just visited. You're inside of a Taurus field right now. You just visiting. Don't get lost. Tighten. Tighten up. These are the little codes you have to understand, but many of them just go over everyone's head. Remember, your genes have tightened. Your DNA has coiled or tightened up. Can you unlock your Titan? Can you awaken the Titan? But they don't understand it all the time. But not everyone's meant to. Not everyone is meant to. Not everyone is meant to. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And $ CueReaves if you feeling generous. If y'all could throw the Cashapp one more time. We gonna keep going though. We gonna keep going. We gonna keep going. Let me show you how this little algorithm thing worked though. Alright. So in the last 43 minutes, I done got 100 new subscribers. This is how this vertical thing worked, just so y'all understand. I know we gotta deal with a lot of trolls. I know we gotta deal with a lot of chaos in the chat. But it's already 100. It's already 100 up. Look, 16,193. Let's give it another 30 minutes and let's see what happens. This internet thing, boy, I tell you, it's interesting. That's all I can say. It's interesting. And then what they be saying in the comments, even if I was high, what difference does that make? Your ancestors were high when they thought of the Bible, when they thought of the will, when they thought of your stupid ass, they was high. Your parents was probably fucking high and you here because they was high. So even if I am high, do you know how many people have gotten here from being high? Y'all hilarious. Maybe you should just be low. Go ahead. You down low, right? You a D-low brother? You a down low brother? Coming up on my chat even voicing your weird ass opinions? What's wrong with y'all? Go do something else. Why y'all want to be so low? Y'all fucking snakes. Y'all slithering on y'all backs while we big ass motherfucking mammals that figured out how to develop flight like Batman. Attacking your ass in the thick of the night. beating the fuck out y'all in y'all dreams, and y'all be trying to figure out why my life ain't amount to nothing. Cause y'all stupid and fucking lost. And coming up here saying stupid shit. But I respect it though. At least you here. At least you here though. You know, you could be anywhere else. At least you here. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Life has been divided into two constructs. Thoughts and memories. If I was to ask you a question, would you rather be a thought or a memory? I just want to start with that first question. If you had a choice, would you want to be a thought or a memory? All right, I'm seeing memory. Watt says memory. Lance says memory. April says memory. Lavelle says thought. Free Falling Cali says thought, because thought equals the creator. I thought in the Bible it said God said, let there be light. It didn't say think. But I guess you say your thoughts. I'm just processing it with you. Okay, thoughts. That's hard, to be honest. Thoughts become things. Memory equals mem waves. Thoughts. I don't know the difference. All right, hold on. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. See, at least that was real. Shit. Y'all asking me questions. I don't even know the difference between a thought and a memory. Real shit. All right. Thought. Thought is an idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. We want to pay attention to definition. And this is why I'm happy that she said I don't know what they mean. The difference between them. Because then it gave us the opportunity to slow down and get the definition of these two words. So thought, an idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in the mind. All right? Memory. Memory. Something remembered from the past. A recollection. All right, interesting. All right. So let's break these two down. All right. So thought. All right. An idea or opinion produced by thinking. All right. The definition of thinking: the process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something. All right. So in the process of a thought, you are considering or reasoning something. All right. So you could either consider something, meaning that could be good. Considering something, I say, I can consider staying at home or going to work. I can consider wearing this outfit or wearing this outfit, wearing this color, wearing this color. Consider means choice. So I do like the ideology of having a choice. But reason, here's where I'm getting a little, Reasoning applies that there may be an issue, a problem, and I have to reason this. So with thoughts can come problems, or the defining or reasoning of a problem. And I never want to be someone's problem. That's why when I'm asking, would you rather be a thought or a memory? Even if the idea that a thought can equate to a problem, I get nervous. I never want to be no one's problem. That can be dangerous. Being someone's problem can be dangerous. Think about how many times you think about your children. This is why I want you to consider what I'm saying here. Thought versus memory. I like that. We're already in the memories of source. I like that. I like that. Y'all cooking now. Y'all on. I like it. Now here's the second part. Thought. Occurring suddenly in the mind. When I hear that, occurring suddenly in the mind, I think advertisement. I think ad. I think spamware. I think that it could be dangerous when something just suddenly occurs in one's mind. Now the first part, reasoning, thinking, okay. But something just suddenly occurring in one's mind, that seems a little forced. Seems a little forced. Why do I want to just suddenly occur in someone's mind? Why can't I be there all the time? Why wouldn't I be? I ask, would you rather be in someone's thoughts or in someone's memories? As a thought, I may not always be there. As a thought, I may just pop in when it's convenient for them. And I want you to understand this is how you're treating your ancestors. Your ancestors is either thoughts or memories. And if you slow down, how far back do you even get to go with your ancestors? But that's a different live where I'm going to talk about Bermuda and things like that. Keep in mind, this whole vertical thing is done for a specific reason. When you see me in my media room, for those of y'all who follow this channel and know what's up, we got way more to talk about. This is just, if y'all get what I'm saying, this is just a little call to action to get the numbers up, but still drop some content, say things that's thought-provoking. But y'all know how we do in the media room. All right, so just keep that in mind. Your ancestors, you may just pull on them when you need them, They just occur in your mind suddenly. I don't want my afterlife to be that. And you know the saying, I'm only as good as the energy I receive. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. So if you treating your ancestors right now as thoughts, guess what the fuck you about to be when you die? Nothing but a thought. It could be dangerous. To be a thought could be dangerous. Think about how easily this generation is being programmed with thoughts now. Thoughts of what their sexuality should be like. Thoughts of what the nuclear family should look like. Thoughts of what education should look like. Thoughts of what police should look like. Thoughts of what clothes should be from. I mean, I didn't see a lot of these 12 and 13-year-olds talking about sustainability of clothes until that thought was being programmed into their head. Now they 15 years old talking about, I don't want to buy fast fashion. I mean, I take it, but Was you at 15 years old thinking about fast fashion? You was putting on clothes so you could make it through your day, so you can go to the mall, so you could be around your friends, so you could be out in the life. You wasn't even thinking like that. Thoughts can make you old. Thoughts can age you. A memory can heal you. Now, I read in the comment, it goes both ways, and you are absolutely right. A thought can heal you, and a memory can kill you. But what I want you to know is memories do something special in the body. Where if certain memories are so traumatic, if certain memories are so detrimental to your well-being, your body won't let you remember it. Your body and your mind finally come together in an agreement saying, yeah, what happened to her at 6 years old in that closet, we can't have that happen. No, she can't remember that. The memory of that will kill her. She'll never be able to survive that. But this is why I also want you to understand that memories is more of a heart thing, while thoughts is more of a mind thing. And if you have your mind in order, you'll have your thoughts in order. If you have your heart in order, you have your memories in order. So the correct question is, do I want to be a person's thoughts and memories? Well, if I can be the proper memory, I can invoke the proper thoughts. That's my conception of it. If I can produce, create, store within you the proper memories, it would then invoke the proper thoughts. If I give you the memory of a household of a mother and a father loving each other and supporting each other, and not Ike and Turner, not Diddy and Cassie, if I'm giving you the memory of that, you're going to have the thoughts, I have self-worth. I can wait on a man that's going to love me. I can wait on a woman that's going to treat me how my mom and my dad were operating as. That's how that works. It's a very simple concept. If you create the right memories, it will invoke the right thoughts. And that's what I want y'all to conceptualize. Now, how is these thoughts connected? These thoughts are now being hijacked by time. So Saturn, this time system, this system of time is trying to hijack your thoughts through waves. Not organic waves within self, like the memories of self, the memories of past lives. No. They're doing this through radio waves. They're doing this through the sound waves coming out your cell phones, your TV, when you were growing up, the radio. This is, they are hijacking your thoughts. And I need y'all to know this system, because the only way you can disrupt a system is having awareness of it in the first place. We're powerful enough to disrupt systems the moment we have the awareness of what they're doing. But this has a lot to do with pan, flute, harp. All this stuff is a part of the influencing of your thoughts. And more specifically, influencing of the ancestors within you that are either dwelling in your mind as thoughts or dwelling within your heart as memories. I appreciate you, Mixology. I hope y'all understand. I'm not trying to make it too complicated. I'm trying to help y'all understand a simple system. The system, I want you to think of it as there has to be agreements. In order for things to come together, there has to be agreements. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. They had to come together to create this thing we call carbon. H2O, hydrogen, oxygen, they had to come together. There are agreements. So fuck time. Light made an agreement with time. And light and time said we're going to work together because we can make it where we exist. Because light don't exist without time, and time don't exist without light. So they're on some, we got to kind of work together so we can have a matrix. And we have all been captured into a matrix of light and time. Artificial light. This is not our light. It's not coming from you. We have been trapped in a matrix, an artificial womb of light that is then very meticulous at making sure we hit certain points, certain measurements, certain anchors, certain to make a planet spin. Light that bears sound has to put that weight in certain spaces. They want to tell you gravity is rotating this planet, and it is. But it is us that is influencing gravity. But unfortunately, this system has been hijacked. So we are now using gravity to actually fuel time. When gravity was never meant to fuel time. Gravity was, listen, you can have such a good relationship with gravity that you can teleport. Meaning that, say I'm in Memphis, Tennessee right now, and then I can close my eyes and I can dematerialize and allow gravity to download me. Just like Star Trek. When you see them little digital things, they're like lines. Gravity is these waves. They're not necessarily lines like how you saw on Lucy. They're like waves, but these waves are penetrating through us. And these waves have downloaded our signatures. And we actually have the power in ancient times to be able to pop from one location to the next. And this is a relationship with gravity. Dracula has a relationship with gravity. Superman has a relationship with gravity. This is relationships. But gravity don't rock with you like that because you're not using gravity. For example, you don't wake up naturally. You let an alarm wake you up. Well, if you had a relationship with gravity, you would wake up when gravity says it's time for you to wake up. You would shit when gravity tells you to shit. You would eat when gravity tells you to eat. Not, it's lunchtime. What the fuck is a lunchtime? What is breakfast? What is dinner? Who is making these markers? Who is telling me I have to hit these markers? So then some of us ended up becoming chaotic and was like, well, fuck your markers. I'm going to eat breakfast for dinner. I'm going to go get a night job. We started being anarchists, and from there, that's how we got where we're at now. Finally changing something. Saying that I don't apply to this weird-ass system of demanding. I demand you to be at work at 8 a.m. I demand you to sit in this rush hour traffic, angry as fuck that you can't get to your destination that really isn't a concentration camp. That's really an imprisonment camp for your sound and your light. Ain't this crazy? We're sitting here mad that we can't get to the place that's draining and killing us. I mean, I don't do that. This is why the whole concept of the Matrix, this is why he was at work and they were trying to pull him away from work because they're letting you know that you are, gravity wants you to be walking through the life. Gravity wants you to be exploring nature, learning about different plants, learning about different cultures, learning about different environments. But time got you stuck in a cubicle. Time got you stuck. I know ladies who, I be like, y'all got so much fucking knowledge. Why aren't you on the internet talking to people? Oh, I'm just too old to do that. I got wrinkles. I feel old. I'm insecure. Time got you not on the damn internet. Not gravity. Gravity done brought you to fucking YouTube. Gravity done got you here. No one told you to click on this video. Gravity got you here, not time. You have to understand these concepts. Now, what's confusing? Macintosh, I'm confused. What part was confusing? Look at that. We was at 193. That's another 30 people. Y'all can say what y'all want, crazy or not. We naturally gravitate to what we resonate with. So true, Q. All I want you to do is to start verbalizing your position in this. I no longer want to be a slave to time. If you don't walk away from nothing, start to say that to energize your EM field so it starts to configure that existence. I no longer want to be a slave to time. Now, sometimes you have to prove to time. For example, I realized, say, I want to be out the door by 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock hit, Naya's still doing her makeup. Naya's, finishing up something. She's finishing up the dishes, whatever the situation is. And I'm pacing. And I'm like, damn, I said I wanted to be out by 1 o'clock. And I have to catch myself and be like, damn, that's my father. See, time is the father's principle. Gravity is a mother's principle. I was raised by my dad. And my dad was so militant about time. Was so serious about hitting these fucking time markers. And I'm just like, if we leave at 107, gravity's going to configure my drive where I still get there if I choose to for 2 o'clock. Because gravity is listening to your markers, not time's markers. See, this is what I want you to understand. Gravity wants you to be on time, not in time. When you on time, possession, you sitting on that motherfucker like the golden goose egg. Like you are riding the vehicle of time, telling time, go fucking left, time, go fucking right, time. I'm going to tell you what to do. That's how you want to start operating. And it's okay, but you have to process this stuff. It's 107. You are 7 minutes past the time marker you done said you was going to be, but you at the same time have to say, I'm not a slave to time, and gravity got me. Gravity's going to make sure the cars move the fuck out the way, that the lights turn green. This is gravity, y'all. Gravity is that heavy. Gravity has the ability to influence that much. Gravity is a part of sickness. I mean, the healing of sickness. Remember, time wants to get you in alignment with your ancestors that were dealing with complications and issues so that you hit them same markers and you deal with them same complications and issues. But once you show time that that's their motherfucking life, I got my own motherfucking life. And if these ancestors want to learn from my motherfucking life, they need to sit back and watch the show because I'm going to show them how to do this. That's what you're supposed to do. But you don't. You get in alignment with your ancestors and they're just as fucking fucked up, confused, struggling, depressed. Your ancestors went through some shit, especially melanated ones over the last 400 years. But understand, everyone kind of had it real crazy out here. Everyone. Don't let them little make-believe history books tell you something different. That's published by Lucian Publishing. Lucifer Publishing. Don't let the devil tell you all his lies. Understand you can define what lies beneath. I just see so many people getting like, I ask clients, I do regression therapy, by the way, family. I don't know if y'all know that. Regression therapy, past life regression therapy, subconscious regression therapy. I help you understand what's happening in your mind. But I talk to so many clients that are dealing with ailments and issues, and then I sit back and I ask. Now, I don't usually go say mother or father. I ask grandparents. Did your grandmother have an issue like this? Did your grandfather have an issue like this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, my grandfather had gout in his hand. Now, I don't got gout in my hand. I kind of got gout in my wrist. I said, but you don't see. It's, y'all just, they in the same situation. Oh, wow. Yeah. And it's like right there. It's like when I see people in their spiritual journey, it reminds me of like the guy with the axe chiseling at the diamond. They're like right fucking there. They're like right there. But like something makes them turn back. But the moment they discover some of the similarities of the past, you heal it. You're healing it. I want you to understand quantum mechanics. The moment you become aware of something, it gets in motion. The easiest way I'm going to try to conceptualize it. An atom. The moment you become aware of it, it gets in motion. The moment you become aware of your cells, the moment you become aware of your organs, the moment you become aware of your body, and I'm not just talking about aware because you opened up a science book and got to see what your body looks like from the inside out. I'm talking about an understanding of yourself and the things that have attached to you, attached to your shadow, attached to your light, attached to your organs, attached to your Taurus field, EM field. There are attachments on all these different levels. A shadow is a system of ancestors that are supporting you that you never acknowledged. A shadow is a metaphysical representation of your ancestors that have hid from you. And they're still supporting you. But sometimes they have their own agenda as well. This is why Peter Pan was always trying to capture his shadow to make sure his ancestors or the dark matter associated to him doesn't get too far away from him. But your shadow is a manifestation of dark matter. Your shadow is a manifestation of your ancestors and is a manifestation of a support system that you can't quite conceptualize because you're only looking at it as a two-dimensional thing. How do you release these attachments? Some people have to realize that these attachments have come to you to learn something different. For example, there is an attachment of a spirit that was beaten to death. Let's give that an example. There is an ancestor that has connected to you. And how it transitioned was it was literally beat to death. And now it's connected to you. Why is it connected to you? There are many reasons on why it would have connected to you. But nevertheless, it is connected to you. Now, guess what? You are now a boxer. Why did you pick up boxing? Because there's another ancestor in you that was a boxer. So you have one ancestor in you that got his ass whooped, and then you got another ancestor in you that was a boxer. When you was young, you decided which one you wanted to pull from. You wanted to be a little pussy-ass bitch, or you was ready to stand on business. And some happened in your life at 2-3 years old where you said, I need to stand on business. So you started to invoke and connect to the boxer. You are now boxing 20 years later, you knocking motherfuckers out like Holyfield, like Mike Tyson. And guess what? The attachment, the one that got his ass whooped, is experiencing this through you as well. And it's like, damn, I'm kind of learning how to let that aspect of life go because I'm knocking motherfuckers out. I don't have to stay with the memories of dying or getting my ass whooped. I'm getting new memories getting produced into my soul. And these new memories is I'm knocking motherfuckers out. This is the attachments. The attachments is coming to you for help. The attachments is looking at you like, fucking save me. Y'all the light beings. Y'all the ones who have everything focusing on y'all. So if everything is focusing on y'all, fuck that. I'm a focus too. I'm coming right along too. Can I get some help? Hello? Can I get some help? And then guess what? You give them peace. They can now start floating. They trust again. And what happens to that spirit? What happens to that soul? A soul is a map. So it is trying to get to a certain destination, a certain sphere. These spheres is what we call spheres of influence. And there's different degrees of influence. But it's trying to get to a specific realm where it gets to influence existence. That's the ultimate goal. That's what you try to do. You are trying to get to a specific sphere of influence. Also a pyramid, and each tier is a different degree of influence. And as you get higher to the top, less people there. Which is thus all seeing, all powerful, this one entity that is, it's just explaining how you get to ultimately create your own universe. You got any other questions? That isn't a soul. That is a companion. You amateur in this. Okay, no doubt. Any other questions? A soul have no choice. You tripping. What? Okay, your soul has no choice. Your soul has no choice. My soul has many choices and has been unlocking the many choices through many different incarnations. Why do y'all limit yourself? And then you go call me an amateur. You an amateur for thinking so less about yourself. God damn. Think bigger. Shoot higher. But you the one who flew too close to the sun. You that motherfucker flew too close to the sun and you done fizzled out. So you have to rotate and start this all over again. So I modeled for several years, and in order for you to be able to model, you have to have a waist of 30 or 31. So are you like complimenting me by saying like I have a model waist? I'm taken. I don't know if you're a girl or a boy. I'm taken. Appreciate the shout out though. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. Model in H&M. H&M magazines. BET fashion shows. Saks Fifth. That's where I have modeled, if you're curious. All right, I have visions of seeing some orbs around one big orb on a bed-like platform. Yes, but I ain't gonna talk about that online. That's an interesting one. Where are we in the universe? I am in Memphis, Tennessee. And I guess that is the agreed collective term. I purposely believe that when a collective of individuals believe in something, it trumps a solo belief. This is why, like, we could not believe in Jesus Christ, and that's fine for us not to believe in Jesus Christ. But there are billions of people on this planet that believe in Jesus Christ, and there are people who die in the name of Jesus Christ. There are buildings in the name of Jesus Christ. There are people who pray over their food in the name of Jesus Christ. Just because we don't personally believe in something doesn't mean it doesn't have an effect and exist. So whatever you want to call where you at in the universe right now, congratulations. But at this moment, I'm in Memphis, Tennessee, because that's the collective agreement that they have defined this location as. Yeah, Rael. So when y'all get certain visions, these visions is not to be exposed to ops. So if I was to sit here and give that breakdown, because they even have certain ops who have these dream machines that tap into y'all dreams. And they tapping into your dreams so that they can see what you see. But sometimes they still don't understand. They're actually pretty fucking stupid. I actually believe those in power, those who are controlling shit, are fucking stupid. Like, stupid. Like, look at the Diddy apology. Bro, what are you doing? That was fucking stupid. It's like, the people in power, y'all are really fucking stupid. Russell Simmons, you go run your ass to Bali, you're fucking stupid. It's just stupid. You're fucking stupid. So I've kind of came to the conclusion that if I'm sitting there helping them with certain things like that, I ain't. I can't be helping them because of their stupidity. They need to figure out this shit for themselves. But if we were, see, this is why I'm trying to create like physical places that we can start to engage and communicate with. Because even talking about this shit on the phone sometimes be a little opposition. But I roll with it. I roll with it. I roll with it. Have you had an experience with psychedelics that affects the way that you think? Completely. When I took, I've taken a lot of stuff. Salvia divinarum. I've taken psilocybin mushrooms. I've taken acid. Acid and mushrooms is cool in a sense where it makes you observe your reality in a different capacity. And I believe it is important for people to see something outside of their reality. Now, those of you who have probably seen ghosts, those of you who have seen extraterrestrial spacecraft, put it like this. If you've seen something out of the norm in your reality, it's going to be easier for you to deal with your afterlife. It's actually, that was like a preparation for you, almost. Now, some of you who haven't experienced anything like that, you may want to. Thus the importance of a psychedelic. But the greatest psychedelic that's ever changed my life was Salvia divinarum. It is not something I would suggest everyone to take. If they were to take Salvia divinarum, it's a moral drug, meaning that it's going to animate based on your morals. Well, if you're kind of a dark soul and you be on some wild shit, what you go to experience is wild and dark. But if you are a little more in tuned to existence and the reality of the all, then it's going to take you into higher realms or higher perspectives. I was taken into several different worlds on my 10-minute trip to Salvia. And that was life-changing. Basically, I died on that hallucinogen. I basically saw like my life and like myself, and it was like, okay, we're dying. And I had to accept it. And I found out the moment you accept death and not run from it. So for example, people who are transition, they often say they see a tunnel, and then there are like ancestors or voices or familiar faces, and then there's a light. Well, let me help you understand. What the tunnel is basically wherever you transition at, you are then pulled, like grabbed really fast and placed in another dimension. And it's another dimension because we don't get to see this dimension while we're alive. But basically, the tunnel that people see it's like this. This is a stationary object, but when you get pulled past it extremely fast, this stationary object creates a streak. So what you're seeing is everything in your immediate vicinity being stationary and your soul being grabbed and placed in another dimension. So everything around you creates a streak. And this streak almost looks like a golden tunnel or a tunnel of light. You're then going to be placed into an area that almost looks like a bridge. And on the sides of you, there are voices. And if you've had a connection to your ancestors or angels, some see Jesus. It's different for different people, but there are basically, in my personal opinion, holograms. There are holographic entities that are on the sides of you, and because I believe this is a machine that's doing this. The machine basically downloads you and finds what you believe in. It then places all these different systems of belief near you so you feel comfortable and feel encouraged. You are then walking into a sphere or a stargate. This stargate also has a technology to make you forget your whole existence, kind of like Men in Black, where you're walking through this Men in Black system of light, and then what happens is you go into a spectrum of light. You are basically existing but not existing yet. You are in a spectrum of light. It's all light. There's no memories. You don't even remember this. Terrence Howard was explaining how we fell into the body. That's kind of what happens. You're in this light realm, and then some archonic machine grabs up this light bulb almost, and then it gets placed into your brain via pineal gland, and it dwells there until you basically there are things that are aware when you're going to have conception and when you're going to actually have the baby versus not have the baby. So certain spirits are sacrificed or certain souls are sacrificed versus other souls are actually supposed to travel through the body, through the brain, down through the spine, comes out, through the testes, and boom, spark the light. You basically reanimate because you're still sleeping during this time, and you basically get woken up when you enter the womb with a loud boom. Y'all believe me or not, you say I watch a lot of TV all you want. I'm not worried when I die. That's all I can say. A lot of people are scared when they die. I am not scared. Your pineal gland is a doorway, so you know. And the whole concept was to calcify the melanated pineal gland because we were having too many children. You think the calcification of your pineal gland was to stop you from spiritual awareness. That's your fucking skin. That is the etherical melanin that's going through your organs and your skin. Like, they're not going to shut off your skin, but they do have a ability to calcify or to harden your pineal gland so the secretions of spirits can be lessened. I don't care if you don't believe me. That's on you. I don't believe you. So we just sitting here in non-belief. Correct. So that's why some of us remember coming here, but don't remember where we came from. Yeah. Fanes. It's interesting you chose that name. Abam Fanes. Fanes is kind of the highest up the list you can go. Okay. All right. So why do others remember but some don't? Because there are humans that still existed when you existed that held the memories of you. So for example, say your soul died in 1948, and then you came back in, let's say, 1978. All right, so 30 years later, you came back into existence. Well, in 1948, you were a great person. You did something, let's say, in America. You created the microwave. So you did something of greatness, and there are people who are remembering you for this act of greatness. So in 1948, you have a collective of people who remember your great works. So then they're still alive in 1978 when you come into existence. And because they're holding the memories of you, you can actually gather back these memories. If you have if you're not constantly being traumatized, which is important as well, because a lot of kids are experiencing such degrees of trauma that they can't have the opportunity to download some of the other aspects of themselves. Damn, my mom died alone in the house, but got me to know through a wasp that visited me like a day after, and I was craving her favorite food that day. Can you expand? So some of us are existing not necessarily through what you consider to be a solo body. That some of us are existing through principles. The wasp has a certain principle. Now, there's a difference between a wasp and a bee. The wasps are a little more aggressive. The wasps are a little more territorial. So she may have associated in some of them beliefs. Your mom might have been sometimes what they would have considered aggressive. Your mom would have also been very territorial. Don't you fuck with my daughters. Don't you fuck with my house. Don't you fuck with my family. And because she adapted to those principles, in your death state, if you choose not to go into the light, you have the ability to actually come back into this realm in what we consider to be a ghost state. Now, these ghosts have the ability to animate your body, but they also have the ability to animate things that follow the same principles as them. So I believe that she, as a ghost, was able to animate into the wasp. The wasp has an EM field. The EM field, electromagnetic field, is a field to encourage your memories and your thoughts. Electricity is thoughts. Memory is associated to magnetism. So it is charging up a certain memory and a certain thought, which is how it encouraged her to, or encouraged you to want her favorite food. But metaphysics is a deep thing. You just have to sometimes slow down and conceptualize how 1 and 1 can equal 2, or how to add up these different things to make it make sense. See, many say a person like me just stretches, that just reaches. Like, there's no truth. There's no foundation into what he says. But I don't follow anyone's foundation or anyone else's truth. I follow my truth. I follow what I believe to be possibilities. And I've trained myself to think grander of greater possibilities. Because why not? Am I supposed to be in existence to be limited? Or am I a goonie? Am I an explorer? Am I supposed to be exploring the reaches of my mind, exploring the possibilities? That's what I believe in. But I don't always tell people to follow my beliefs. Follow your own beliefs. I didn't see the new Ghostbusters movie. Was it good? I want to rent it. I want to rent it. I think it's like $15, $20. I got to rent it. Anybody want to donate Ghostbusters? Watch Ghostbusters, Q. $ CueReaves. It's on Chime. It's on Venmo. CueReaves at Gmail. That's Zelle. If any of y'all want to be nice enough to hold me down, I want to watch the Ghostbuster movie. I ain't even gonna lie. Just, you know, I'm demonetized. You know, I gotta be prioritizing finances. I gotta prioritize finances. Everybody up here asking me if I'm Drake. That's funny. Can you speak about vibrating on certain names in dreams? Echolocation. Can you speak about vibrating on certain names in dreams? I don't quite understand that. Echolocation. Please just give me a little more context. I'm a little confused on that one. What you think of my perspective back a little earlier in the chat. You gotta write it again. You gotta write it again. Speaking the truth, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of hidden gems in that new Ghostbusters movie. Yeah, I was actually watching The Golden Child the other night. It's on Prime right now. And that was blowing my mind. They really showing like everything that's happening. Like how they had to bind him in metal, how they were feeding him blood. Because if you pollute the golden children, you can kill them. That Golden Child movie was wild. I ain't even gonna lie. All right, what do you think about manifestation? It depends on what degree of manifestation you're speaking on, because you can manifest the future or you can manifest the past. So it's which direction of manifestation we talking about. Gotta process that. Manifestation is a directional thing. Q dropping that shit. Keep going, King. Much love. Much love. Recently moved to Oregon. I need to check it out. I'm trying to figure out where we're about to move to. Is your higher self and your future self the same? I believe so. But not everyone's future self is the higher self, because not everyone is in the future. Some people get captured via machine. So between 2020 and 2040 is the capturing stage, where there are a lot of souls that are being captured right now. And unfortunately, if they get captured, there is no future self. So some of these people are dealing with what they believe to be their future higher self, but they're really dealing with some type of archon or some type of inter or extraterrestrial entity that is waiting to take over their body or to use their body, like the Matrix. But yeah, but for the most part, our higher selves is our future selves. Our higher selves also is the entity dwelling within you that has the most authority within you. So there are consciousness that dwells within you. I've done over 2,000 sessions, and I have brought up the consciousness inside of over 2,000 people. You have entities inside you that have their own opinion, their own language, their own attitudes, their own perspective about you. And that deity considers itself your higher self. And it tells you what it wants you to know, not always what you need to hear. Yeah, hit the like button. It ain't gonna hurt y'all. I'm throwing you $7 towards the Ghostbuster movie. Let's go. $13 left. I'm watching it as soon as the live's done. As soon as them season 2 is crazy. Them season 2 is crazy. Listen, I'm working on this app, y'all. All right, I'm like 60% done. It's expensive though, and it takes a lot of factors. But this new app, I plan on making it where we can watch movies together, and that we can pause. We could do breakdowns. We could actually build on some of the ideas. So the app I'm working on, we're gonna have a movie night. So we go basically put up a movie that we go all agree on or vote on, and then that's the movie, and then we can live stream it all together, watch it together, and then we could do commentary or comment on it or break it down or whatever. But yeah, got to have that. Do you feel any pull towards the Bermuda Triangle? Love you, Q. So in the water of Bermuda, it has a spiral or undercurrent under it, but it's almost like a swirl. It almost feels like the water is aware of you and it creates a portal around you. Now there's a lot. I'm coming up here later, a different day, to talk about all the interesting stuff in Bermuda, but that's just one little tidbit I'm going to give you. Think of a triangle as being a system of orbs or spirals within it. So I believe that something created these lines or these containments of these portals. And in that water, You have big portals and mini portals based on whatever it is hovering or entering or connecting to that space. And I very much so felt the little mini portals under me. But there's, like I said, there's a lot I have to say about Bermuda. I broke down a little bit of it in my last video talking about the secret of obelisks and pyramids and how the dead can't communicate to us, or our ancestors have a difficulty communicating with us based on the pyramids and obelisks that dwell all around us. I've been thinking about Costa Rica. Not even gonna lie. I've been thinking about Costa Rica. What are your thoughts about dreamwalkers? Dreamwalkers are one of the most destructive entities or deities in the cosmos right now. These are entities that are invading your dreams and using your dreams to manipulate the reality. I personally believe that if you want to influence life, you got to influence the dream state. Nothing really gets in motion in the life if you don't start with the darkness first, or the dream state. So I believe that there are entities that are dwelling within people, and then people themselves that have worked with different intelligence agencies that created machines and created technology to literally invade your dreams. And they invading your dreams to convince you to have sex with them, to convince you to give them money, convince you to follow them. These are celebrities. These are government officials. It's sick out here. But dreamwalkers is a fucked up situation. Do I have solutions on how to help this? For sure, but you got to reach out to me on an individual basis, because everyone has a different way of protecting themselves. I'm not an advocate of one Band-Aid heals all. One Band-Aid does not heal all. For example, some people need Band-Aids, while other people actually can use a more natural adhesive to put something together, to heal something. There are pastes that you could put over your body. There are clays that you could put over your body. So some people need Band-Aids, while others need a more natural, organic way. Your body is more receptive to the natural, organic way. I know some people who've had scars and bruises, and they put Band-Aids over them, and it's been fucking weeks since they've healed because they're doing it wrong. Thank you, Max. I'm happy I'm delusional. No problem. I want to delusion. To descend the illusion. I'm not into losing. I'm into winning. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for giving me the respect that I deserve. Y'all fucking weird. Y'all fucking weird. I want to do acid and see portals. Good luck with that. One thing I'll tell everybody, you still got to come back here. So it don't matter how many hallucinogens or alcohol, spirits, or things you do to try to run away from here, you're still coming back here. So since you got to come back here, you might as well deal with here. You can run away from here all you want, but the reality is you're still coming back here and still got to deal with here. Your ancestors is here. Your past lives is here. Your previous bodies are still here, some of us. You can run all you want, but you're still coming back here. So you better figure out how here is going to work for you. Well, Ultimate MK, why don't you reach out to me? You could come on live with me. We could talk about it. He says, what's your opinion on us currently transitioning from 3D to 5D? Also, I have a theory on how we're going to make the transition from 3D to 5D. Do you have any thoughts or suggestions? I have tons, but I'd rather talk with you about it and have a powerful conversation like that to the collective. We ain't gatekeepers. We don't got to keep this information to me and you. If you got some information, we want to hear it. And that's for all y'all. Understand here, this CueReaves experience is what we've categorize it as, this is a voice for just not just me. It's the voice for those who are free thinking and are willing to experience freedom. If you have some things you want to talk about, you want to come on the channel, help the audience build on some things, you may have difficulty reaching out to thousands of people. Well, this is your opportunity to reach out to thousands of people. Reach out to me. I'm going to get you on this platform. I done brought many different people on this platform, even people on this platform that demonetized my channel. Conceptualize that. That's how much I care for y'all. I brought people up here that got my channel demonetized. My channel got demonetized because I brought a certain person up here. But that doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. I'm still going to show up the best I can. Do you believe they're ever restructured the child support system to be more fair and appropriate? They're going to get rid of the child support system. They're to have to say we have to support a child is diabolical. It's diabolical. The fact that we literally have to create a system talking about supporting children, it's fucking diabolical. That ain't gonna last past 2030. Just saying that is a bad frequency and dangerous. So, no, see, what I liked about Bermuda is you didn't have to tell the citizens what to do. The citizens kind of told each other what to do, kind of policed each other, kind of helped each other. I didn't have my seatbelt on. Guess what? The person right next to me driving on the road, hey, mate, get your seatbelt on. They kind of help each other. Oh, you need some food right now? We're closing right now, but I'll make something up for you real fast. No worries. Don't even worry about paying for it. This is Bermuda. It's a whole different wave out there. So when I realized, that's what we really need to be on. If a child's in need, we need to step up. Period. And that's what it's going to equate to. And that's where we're leading to. There ain't no other options. The child support system is literally a commission for the judges. You got it. It's just a money grab. It's a money grab. And everything grabbing up the money but us. I do dream interpretations, Raymond Walker. CueReaves.com. You can book a dream interpretation. I got you. Yeah, let's have a talk about it because I've been diving deep and I want to know the insight that the highest has bestowed upon his others. I'll take it. The only one in my circle that has been getting info about this situation. Well, you special, bro. You elite. CueReaves@gmail.com. Just reach out so we can set up a time. I'm down. But I'm about to leave it at that. I'm about to check out this Ghostbusters movie because I feel like y'all held me down. I ain't even gonna lie. And we brought 200 new subscribers in today's video, family. Just so you know. Crazy or not, 200 new subscribers. Crazy or not. Please check out some of my older content. I play a game with my content. Anytime you kind of questioning something, just go on YouTube, go to CueReaves and randomly pick a video. Just randomly pick a video. I guarantee the video is going to help answer whatever question you're looking for. I promise you that. This was the point of me coming on this platform in the first place. To know that it's going to give people a cue. That's why I'm CueReaves. So all I'm trying to do is help people get cued in. Like a cue ball. It don't mean shit if it don't interact with other balls. No diddy. Till next time, y'all. I love y'all. Till next time.